morning, everybody, and we welcome you ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and we're just about ready for action. Miguel Cotto's on his way to the ring, and you can just tell what kind of night he intends this to be. He's just brimming with confidence. His unpredictability belies his ring walk focus. He is ready for action.
Fighting out of the one corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miguel Cotto. And his opponents, fighting out of the blue corner, the Warrior.
Right there, touch him up and let's go.
This is a 12-rounder. Here's round number one. Teddy, you just look at the physical stature of these two guys, and it's clear to see one fighter is much stronger than the other. But if you're the fighter who's not as strong, you still got to go out there and win the fight. How do you do it?
Well, first of all, you yell at your manager for making this fight. And then the second thing you do is you make sure that you have good shoes on, good track shoes, and you use them.
Good defense, just covering up down low. Oh, very nice. Smart counterpunch there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You make the guy miss, you make him pay.
And he scores with a three-punch combo. Looking right hand after him. Holy cow! Oh, that uppercut got him badly. Oh, look at that. You know you need space to punch. He realizes that, so he pushes his opponent. And coming upon the halfway mark of this 3-minute round. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. Able to cover up that gut. Comes right back with a shot of his own. A headshot blocked. And now he's acting like a... Oh, that's gotta hurt. Just ate a big uppercut. He's in bad shape.
All right, hey, no holding. Let's punch it out.
Not hitting his mark there going upstairs. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. He just missed that shot up top. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Final 10 seconds. Good fundamental work, landing the 1-2 there. So the end of the round. And now a chance to put the pieces back together. He got stunned in that last round.
Yeah, well, he has to get those birds out of his head right now. You know, open that cage up and let him fly out there. And the best way to do that is find out why he got stunned. What did he get hit with?
You need to move your head side to side, okay? I want to see that head move more. We'll take care of the struggle. Just focus on the fight.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Blocks that punch. Miguel Cotto's eye is now cut. That could be a real detriment. Miguel Cotto's swelling is starting to become a real issue. Well, let's talk about the difference between Miguel Cotto, the version that we saw at 140 pounds, and the version that we saw in recent fights at 147 pounds. Because at 140 pounds, he actually started to have some troubles with his chin, and then seemed a little sturdier at 147.
Yeah, you know, it's funny to say that because maybe he was killing himself, weakening himself a little bit to make 140. So even though he stepped up, he was feeling a little stronger. And don't forget, the smaller guy's a little faster. Maybe they were able to find his chin a little more often.
Good job protecting himself. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Miguel Cotto's eye, to me, is getting worse as things continue on here. Teddy, he's got to be very conscious of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and his corner has to be, too. They got to be thinking about, if it gets to the point where he can't defend himself, they have to do something. Obviously, they didn't come here thinking they were going to have to stop this fight.
Blocks it away. Holy cow! Miguel Cotto's in a bad place right now. He was tagged. Well, his opponent doesn't like that, but that's exactly right to the head and right to the canvas. Oh, and here's what we've talked about before. Miguel Cotto down, and now rising up to beat the count.
Now, we know he has the heart to get up. Does he have the savvy, the instinct to survive?
Nice strike after catching one by Miguel Cotto. End of the round. So he scores the knockdown and now heads back to his corner. Teddy, do you ever have to calm a guy down after he scored a knockdown?
That's a really great point because a lot of times that can be the turning point. But not for your guy that scored the knockdown, for the other guy. Because sometimes when you score a knockdown, you start to think it's going to be an easy night. And you forget what you knew when you came in, that it wasn't going to be an easy night. You're going to have to bring all the tools out of the tool shed. And it's important to remember that.
Small cut, nothing to worry about. Listen, you need to move your head from side to side.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He could get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he could kill a little of the clock, survive.
Oh, and there you go. Miguel Cotto's in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned.
All right, hey, no holding, no holding. Just punch it out.
Cotto's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. Miguel Cotto is trying to steady himself in this round after being knocked down in the previous round. Teddy, how much can really happen in those 60 seconds? How much of a benefit is it to a damaged fighter?
Well, a lot has to happen. First of all, physically, you have to revigorate the guy. You know, maybe massage the legs a little bit. Most importantly, get some ice on the back of his neck. You know, get that blood flow going a little bit. Make sure that you revive him a little bit.
Oh, Miguel Cotto stunned and staggered. Well, his opponent doesn't like that, but and he goes down for a second time. Does he have enough this time to rise up and continue on? So Cotto goes down, and now he beats the ref's count and is going to continue on.
He's answered the first part of the question that every fighter has to answer. He has the heart to get up. Now is he smart enough to survive?
Blocks that punch. The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Defense just covering up down low. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. End of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Now they got some work to do here. Their man was just dropped.
Yeah, the first thing is you put some cold water. You can't use that. You clear his head, and you tell him why he was dropped.
So we're going to cut it? No. That's nothing. Don't worry about it. Get on that.
Got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
Cotto's showing that he's got some deep. Oh, and there you go. Miguel Cotto's in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Some fine fundamentals, good counter punch.
Nice mousetrap there, he let him in beautifully. He didn't use cheese, he used distance.
Return to sender, he gives him back one of his own. Blocks that belt line well. Good looking counter punch. Unable to score with the uppercut that time. Takes one but gives one. Good work by Miguel Cotto. Gets rid of that. It was intended for his head. Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. He's got a bloody nose there, which means that he could be swallowing some blood, which could cut his wind in his lungs and affect the later parts of this fight. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Blocks the headshot. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Miguel Cotto. He goes down in the later stages of this round. He's going to try to survive it. Saved by the bell. That's like something out of a movie here.
Yeah, except nobody's coming in there and saying cut. You know, he has to keep going here. Right now, the only thing he knows is he's got flashballs going off in his head.
Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. But there's nothing. Small cut, nothing to worry about. Listen, your best defense is to promote.
So here we are, all wondering, can he survive the start of this round after the way we saw him go down in that last round?
Well, it's up to his opponent. Now, his opponent gets a little careless and he rushes in a little bit too close. He can get a chance to grab those hands and tie him up. And then he can kill a little of the clock, survive.
Miguel Cotto's got to find a way to protect that eye. The cut has worsened. And if it gets any worse, you got to think this fight is coming to an end immediately.
Well, what's going to matter is when the doctor finally gets caught up and looks at it is, Joe, not how bad the cut looks or even how graphic it is to the fans out there, but where it's at. The doctor will look to see whether or not it's the kind of cut that if it gets worse, it could actually be physically damaging to his career.
Wow! The Warriors in a tough spot now, down on the canvas. How will he recover? So he is able to get up to his feet after that knockdown. But Teddy, it's what's ahead that's the problem.
Yeah, we're getting a peek right now into his heart, into his soul.
Well, obviously what his opponent has done here is the reason that cut is in the shape that it's in. So if you're him, just keep doing what you're doing?
Yes and no, Joe. Of course, it's easy to say, yeah, keep doing it.
Oh, and there you go. Wow, is this good stuff? What good stuff? He just scored the knockdown after being knocked down earlier.
Joe, that's incredible. And the knockdown earlier actually set up this knockdown because his opponent, he got a little reckless, a little careless.
Fight is over. A knockout. Unable to beat the count of 10. For the official word, let's send it up to the ring.
Knockout, your winner, the Warrior.
He's your winner by impressive knockout victory.
And he did it just the way he had to. Stayed on the outside and used those quick hands all night.
It was a good one in